Welcome back, everybody, to Waadaplaya Concussion Sub Series in 2023. India was off to a great start last game in T20 versus Sri Lanka. And Hardik Pandya was like, we'll put in a great situation. Youngsters came through. But guess what? Sri Lanka gifted that game to us. And today we had second T20 international at Nagpur. Wow, what a game. I really enjoyed the game because Sri Lanka absolutely put a stunning score of 200 on the board, and then India were tattering. People thought that 100 all out it will be, but then boy oh boy, Surya Kumar Yadav and Axar Bapu Patel, almost got us to the brink of victory. But Sri Lanka were the better side. So we will talk about everything, and we are also live. So feel free to send in your comments and reactions. Sanjay, welcome back, and I see your new jersey is on today.
This is the 2007 painful jersey that's stuck with me for 15, 16 years now. Everywhere I go, this comes along with me. So the less I see of this, the better it is. But yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't get over the line to close the series out today in Pune. But yeah, full credit to Sri Lanka, the way they batted and put the score 206 after being 139 for six. Last 4 overs, getting almost 70 runs. And then India in a very, very similar situation, again with the help of 50s from Axar and Surya Kumar Yadav, pulled the situation to almost a winning position. But yeah, it was too much in the end. And those extra runs while we were bowling, I think that eventually cost us the game probably.
Yeah, we will talk about it. I think extras clearly stood out, but India made a couple of changes. One is a forced change because Samson was injured, so they brought in Tripathi, Rahul Tripathi, Sunrisers Hyderabad. How can I forget? And then Harshal Patel, which we all thought will probably get another game, but Arshdeep Singh came into picture. So those were the two forced changes, and then Sri Lanka started really well with Arshdeep Singh having a disastrous start with no balls all over, and then India did really well in bringing them back, which we thought about 160, 170 is what they will get to, but Shanaka, who was unsold in the IPL auction, played another stunner, 20 ball 50. How good was their innings, Sanjay?
Absolutely unbelievable that one he plays so well against India every now and then. In fact, regularly he plays very well against India, and that he's still not got an IPL contract. And if there's obviously a very funny meme going around that if his name was Damien or Daniel or whatever Shanaka, then he might have got a gig at the IPL. But yeah, full marks to him. I think even last game he almost won it for Sri Lanka. This time, yes, I think. These innings of Sri Lanka was almost like two different scenarios or two different games within a game. When the pacers were bowling, they were going for over 10, 11 and over. And when the spinners came on, they bowled 8 overs between Axar and UZ Chahal, 3 for 64, whereas all the others went for 140 almost in 12 overs. So full marks to Sri Lanka. I think they, the Asian champions, they are not a bad side at all, as we may, want to think. But yeah, there should be a very, very good contest going forward in the third game. But yeah, those extra runs in the end, Arshdeep making a comeback, whether he was fully fit or not, bowling five no balls. Yes, you can have off days, but five no balls is probably unacceptable, to put it mildly, because you can have bad lengths, bad deliveries, but I think it's lack of discipline more than anything. And then I thought Harshal Patel was a bit unlucky because yes, he got a couple of wickets, had that one bad over, we still won the game. So it won't do his confidence any good. The other problem I had with India's bowling was that, again, two games in a row in different situation, Deepak Huda has not been given a ball. He has to start bowling. Last game, if we had given him 1 over, maybe we wouldn't have had Akshar to bowl the last. And similarly in this situation, maybe we wouldn't have required Arshdeep to bowl another over. So I think it's not doing Deepak Huda's confidence any good as well, because he's definitely a multi talented player in terms of bowling and batting. So yeah.
Six bowling options Hardik Pandya used. Again, Hardik Pandya opened the bowling, which is pleasing to see. 2 overs for 13. I wonder why he did not go for completing his quota of overs. Arshdeep Singh, we spoke about, had a disastrous start, ended up with 2 overs, 37, 18 per over. Shivam Mavi, ultra expensive, 4 overs for 53 after a good debut game. Axar Patel, fantastic. He had an awesome game, 2 for 24 in 4 overs. Yuzi Chahal had a much better performance today. Umran Malik, except for that last over, thought that he's making improvement, but I think he still has got ground to cover. So you feel if Huda would have bowled, who would he have compensated? Because I think six bowling options seems pretty decent. In the credit to Hardik Pandya, he's trying to keep it consistent from a bowling point of view. He's playing five bowlers. So who do you think Huda should have compensated the 2 overs for?
It could have been any one in between, especially when the spinners were not going for many runs. And Sri Lanka has got a lot of left-handers as well. So if we are going to use Huda, I would want to see him in every game, irrespective of the situation. If everyone's going at for 12, 13 and over, he can't do any worse. So and if we are in a very good situation, then yes, he might be under less pressure to bowl. But that's the only way we will develop these all-rounders come the World Cup next year. The problem with Hardik Pandya, I think he's bowling the easier overs. If you look at statistically, the first over seems to be the one where you can get away with bowling. Bhuvi used to always do that. The difficult overs are the last few ones. Whether it's injury that he cannot bowl more than two or three, we had that last game as well. It cannot simply be that he wants to give the youngsters a chance just to see how they go about it, because otherwise he could have bowled the last over in the previous game where he had cramps. But yeah, he could have bowled another over in between if he did not wanted to use Huda. That would be my opinion. He ended up bowling 2 overs for 13 runs. So I don't know what it is. 4 overs from Hardik Pandya would mean a lot to this team. But in the end, I think we found a few things about quite a few players in this game. Yes, the batters did not deliver, but Akshar Patel getting a 50 at number 7, which hasn't happened for India ever. So it's
15
great.
20 ball.
Yeah,
15
yeah,
20 ball.
absolutely. And even Hardik Pandya with the bat, consolidating is just so overrated when you're chasing 11 runs and over. 12 balls, 12 runs. Imagine he gets out first ball. You have another 11 deliveries to get these runs, and you still had 2 wickets in the bank. So I think we probably underestimate how much our middle order and lower middle order can get. We've seen this in 2 games back to back, where a previous game as well, Huda and Akshar did very well. This game as well, Akshar is delivering with the bat. So I think the top order players should play a bit more freely.
Yeah, and that's what I like about this India team. I know Hardik's getting a lot of slack about decision making, but the guy is trying to resurrect the team, right? He has big shoes to fill from a top order. Rohit Sharma's, the Virat Kohli's. So the top order definitely needs to come into play. I definitely agree. But if you see the pleasing thing which you covered is the middle order. Last game, somebody stepped up and saved the game and got us to the victory. Today, almost to a win. And I'm comfortable with this kind of losses, Sanjay, to be frank, because 100 all out would have been disastrous. To your point, yes, Hardik Pandya probably could have played faster, but who knows if he would have accelerated like he always does in the last 10, 20 balls, the result would have been different. But Surya Kumar Yadav, Vishak spoke about it in our WhatsApp group that Surya Kumar Yadav's success has always been when batting first. It'll be interesting to see how he does when he's batting second. And today, when we batted second, he almost got through. That shot did not come off, but the shot was there on long on to go for six. If that six would have gone. And like Adi is talking about, and you mentioned too, bowlers who can bat a bit, batters who can bowl a bit, always come into play. And Mavi, though the first five, six deliveries, everybody was trying to go after him, but he compensated and he gave good hand to Axar Patel.
Absolutely, I was pleasantly surprised. This is highest T20 score in any grade of cricket from what I read in the stats. So yeah, I mean, very happy. Whether he's getting a gig because of Hardik being the captain or not is a different story. But any youngster coming in had a first game, where he picked up all those wickets, crucial wickets, and coming in and trying his trying with the bat and gave good account of himself after having a relatively poor bowling. But I mean, anything we can get out of these youngsters, it'll be great. The main the main point would be to pursue with them and give them more opportunities, not more chop and changing. Like yes, Harshdeep has gone for runs, but now that we've decided to drop Harshal, let's just go with the same combination the next game. You don't want Harshdeep to be dropped unless he's seriously injured or he's got zero confidence. I cannot imagine that he's not been bowling any no balls in the nets and he's suddenly come and bowling no balls in the game. So if that is the case, then maybe give him a break. But otherwise, let's just keep going with the youngsters, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
And Hardik post match clearly points out bowling batting power play has hurt us. We made some basic errors, which I am absolutely with him. It is unforgivable getting no balls in an international game. Forget about the format, but the number of no balls should cost us the game, which it should. Hopefully, we learn from it. And Adi also is making the same point like you did. Hardik is bowling easy overs and putting others in difficult situations. Look, again, I personally am backing Hardik Pandya. He's getting a lot of slack on his captaincy, but the guy has tough job to do, man. He's filling up somebody like a Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma on the top. Then bowling, Bhuvi bowls excellent in power play. Imagine if Hardik is not starting and Arshdeep Singh and Umran Malik are giving leaking runs in over 1 and 2. We would have been chasing like 240, 230, but who knows? So I think we got to be patient with the team. So maybe, I'm being optimistic in 2023, but I think it's in a transition phase. From series point of view, it's nearing to the prediction you made at the start of the preview we had done. You said 2-1 Sri Lanka. We are at 1-1. So next game, do you expect any changes for Team India?
Um, the only thing I can see is whether they might want to if if Arshdeep is not fully fit, which I'm not sure whether he is or not. That's the only change I'd potentially make. But if he's fit and he's not bowling no balls in the nets, then yes, definitely go with the same combination. It was a bit harsh on Harshal to miss out, in my opinion. But now that you've gone ahead and given Shivan Mavi a couple of games, let's just give him the entire series and continue to go with this team, and hopefully they'll deliver. You don't want another pacer to come in. We've looked at so many pacers over the last couple of years. Let's just identify a couple of them and just keep pursuing with them, because we've tried, tested, and removed a lot of these players in the last couple of years. So yeah, I hope that Shivam Mavi gets the next game as well. So does Umran Malik, because he is a genuine wicket taker and someone who really excites me going into a T20 World Cup or even a 50 over format. So genuine pace is just simply irreplaceable. So I wish them luck, and hopefully Rahul Tripathi can deliver as well. I didn't necessarily fancy the idea of him coming at number 3, because the only way he'll probably break into the team is in the middle order where we have an option. But yeah, full credit to Hardik Pandya to give him that opportunity where he can go and get a lot of runs, because that is ideal rather than coming at 24-4 or something. So yeah, hopefully he'll deliver the next game.
Tripathi is a sunriser. He's at his best when either he's opening or number 3. I think he's got a perfect spot. If Shubman Gill can get us to a start along with Ishan Kishan, Rahul Tripathi clicking, that top 3 is pretty good. I know Shubman Gill is getting a lot of slack that he doesn't belong to T20, but give him chance again. It's his second T20 international. We have seen in IPL what he's capable of. Ishan Kishan and Shubman Gill are perfect combination. Ishan can go hammer on tongs. Shubman Gill can consolidate and play anchor, Rahul Tripathi and Surya Kumar Yadav, and then Hardik Pandya. The batting order is set, to be frank.
Would you give Ruturaj Gaikwad a go ahead of Shubman Gill? To be fair, Ruturaj Gaikwad was part of the original team. So this again, theories around if Ruturaj was part of Gujarat Titans, maybe he would have got a game ahead of Shubman Gill. Both Shivam Mavi and Gill have made their debuts, T20 debuts. So would you make that change at all, considering he's
Well,
failed twice? Or
no, I would still sustain with Shubman Gill. I mean, why not? He's played for KKR. We've also seen in Gujarat Titans. Rutraj Gaikwad has gotten his chances, right? He's got a full series in Sri Lanka last year, if you've seen. We've gone as a B team, had got full series, then even in one day international. So let's continue. Our focus is 50 over World Cup. Focus on getting that set 20 combination of probables. But T20, I'm okay to continue test out and get to that 20 combination. But I don't think this batting order has any problems at all. Our area of focus should be bowling. Again, bowling is slightly inexperienced. I wouldn't say we don't have skill. It's just about the experience. And hopefully, like Hardik Pandya says, these tough situations, if we get through, and if not for extras today's game, India would have been definitely in good spot. So, but having said that, it would be disservice if we do not speak about Dasun Shanaka, right? 20 ball 50. And yesterday, Sharda and I spoke to a Sri Lankan journal, Estelle Vasudevan, and we asked her the same question saying, is it unfair Shanaka went as unsold in the auction? She made a couple of points. One is she mentioned that he underbowls himself. So probably the franchisees have not seen enough, which I think Vishak also covered. And then second aspect today, Sangakkara on commentary clarified because people asked him too, saying, what about Shanaka? Why didn't the franchisees go? And remember, Sangakkara is a Rajasthan Royals think tank. He says probably availability and scheduling is another aspect of it. So unlucky. So hopefully he gets a injury replacement, etc. But any
I
further
do
thoughts
think that
about that?
just one, I do think that unavailability is a bit overrated, because you do have someone like a Jofra Archer. I'm not saying that Dasun Shanaka is a Jofra Archer. Jofra Archer wasn't available for one full season, so surely he could have got a contract. There are teams who haven't even got 8 foreign players, so at base price he was definitely worth it. But who knows? It's very common for someone to get injured in the first before the IPL starts, and suddenly the timing of all these performances would be crucial. So if anyone is looking for a middle order, lower order bat, and someone who's got experience, and remember he also bowled the last over with the 20 odd runs to defense. So yeah, good luck to him. As long as he keeps performing, eventually that big IPL contract, which everyone wants, every cricketer wants, would come by his way. But yeah, looking ahead to Rajkot, I think it's just brilliantly poised. Saturday night, Suman, this should be fun.
It should be absolute fun, and it's a great way to start the new year. T20 internationals. I know it's bilateral series, but both the games were close. First game Sri Lanka. One thing I learned in both the games is Sri Lanka is trying to improve game by game, whereas India is trying to experiment. I think two different stages both the teams are, and Sri Lanka definitely are making pro. And Chris Silverwood, he doesn't get enough credit, Sanjay. Right? With England, he didn't have a successful stint, but from the time he has taken over Sri Lanka, definitely their think tank has improved, and he's been a contributor behind the scenes.
Absolutely, and being our neighbors, I think Sri Lanka, from our memory in the '90s, they used to have the wood on us. But yeah, Chris Silverwood, great for Sri Lankan team, and they've got a lot of youngsters. They can hope to progress, although they have been in that phase post Mahila and Sangakkara era, where there've been a lot of youngsters who've shown promise, but not necessarily delivered or matched to their potential. So hopefully, this will be the team that goes through and does well in the 50 over World Cup and the T20 World Cup next year. Both, I mean, especially the 50 over World Cup in subcontinent conditions should be right up their, comfort zone. And being the Asia Cup champions, T20, they are well set to have another good performance in the Asia Cup later this year.
Excellent. So that was it from the second T20 in Rajkot. We will be back on the third T20 international. Sanjay, thanks for making time. For folks who watched, really appreciate it. It encourages us when you drop us a comment, engage, and tell us how well we are doing or what we are not doing. So click on that like button if you're here. If you're new, please click on subscribe. If you are already here, there is plenty of content here. Sanjay, thanks for engaging, and Adi, appreciate your commentary. Always insightful. And we shall see you Saturday night again. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys.